deemed a sufficient amount of time has passed. Welcome to part 2, by the way. Hot but not boiling water. No reason for that. It's just I boiled the kettle a few minutes ago. So there we go. There's half of the water. Give that a stir. There we go. Always give things a stir. Now I'm thinking those mushrooms are too big, but they will... Ugh, that's a nasty sound. But they will cook down. And when they cook down, then they'll be nice. Are mushrooms ever nice? The Polish would say they are, so maybe they're right. Let us add... let us add. Yes, let us add lettuce. Or in this case, bistro salad. Bistro, rather. Look at that. Isn't that nice? It's green, it's chlorophyll. That's good for you. So's pork. Oh, and I'd be remiss to not show you some hot stirring action. So, oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, it's getting steamy. Oh, steamy action. Is this going to be marked as not suitable for children? If you're old enough to see the thing and you're eye level with it, you're old enough to cook. So, that one's boiling. No, it's not. Now it's boiling, or at least it will do. So, now, more leafy greens. Leafy greens. I can't stand spinach, but I quite like rocket. Like I said, nice and peppery. Goes well in a soup. Most people think, why would you put that in a soup? Because I don't like it in a salad. So that's why I put it in a soup. At this rate, am I going to have any room for noodles or bread in this? I don't know. If Keith Floyd's watching this in heaven, he'd be like, what a fucking plonker. Oh, look at that. It's gone red from the beetroot. Oh, yeah. It is now blood soup. Blood soup. So currently what I have is a stew, and I don't want stew, I want soup. So, let's add some soup. And of course I have one of those kettles that has been expertly designed to dribble out half of the water not where you want it. So now, there, that's enough water to be a soup. Oh yes. And it smells like soil. Is that the beetroot? Probably is the beetroot. It could be the bean sprouts. They're both quite earthy. And because of that, I shall be adding some acid to counteract the earthiness. I think this is why people put lemon juice or vinegar with fish. Because fish can be earthy. And in order to get rid of earthy tastes, use acid. So I shall be using vinegar. So, cider vinegar, or as the Americans would call it, organic apple cider vinegar that is hard pressed, that is cold, that is hard pressed, because they need to do lots of redundant things. Whereas we understand that cider vinegar, that's cider, what is now vinegar. Because we don't have... Why would you... You know, I don't understand it. I'm sure there's a nice story as to why there's a difference between apple juice and apple cider in America, but I don't know. Now that I've made that all tangy, let's add some of this, which is also known as stinky, awful, disgusting sauce. Because it's stinky, it's awful, and it's disgusting. So I am using here 87.68 millilitres of that. Make sure to measure it using a laboratory grade dispensing pipette. People have watched me cook before, family, and they say, are you following a recipe? And I said, yes. Is it written down somewhere? I said, well, give us a piece of paper and I'll write it down. But how do you know how much to use? I use my imagination. And I'm not sure what the accusation is there, that because it's not written down, Now, of course, you can taste it as you go along, and I'm not going to taste it now. I just know with the ingredients that I've put in, and with the amount of water that's there, it's probably the right amount. And if it's not, I can add more. I can add more stinky, disgusting stuff. I can more add tangy stuff. I can add more salt and pepper, whatever it needs. But for the moment, I'm going to let that simmer. Am I missing anything? Let me think. No, that's pretty much it. So just to recap: pork, onions, bean sprouts, leafy greens. Well, we'll do one because we'll say all of that's leafy greens. Water, yeah. Salt and pepper. Do I count that as one ingredient and two ingredients? I count that as one ingredient. Salt and pepper. Stinky fish sauce. Vinegar. So there's 8 different ingredients. There we go. Stinky fish sauce is not necessary, by the way. You could just use any meat stock, but it's meaty and it's stocky, so that's why I use that stuff. Is there anything else I want to put into it? Do I want to put any spices? Do I want to pretend I'm a rich medieval merchant? No. Mind you, I've used pepper, so I'm richer than a peasant. I haven't used any garlic, so I'm definitely not a peasant. No. The one ingredient, which I won't add yet, because all of this needs to cook, and the noodles cook very fast, is some noodles. Went to a polski sklep, and they understand noodles for soup. So that's it, really. Thank you for watching my 2-part show, and if you're ever looking for a good knife for fine detail work, paring knife, I recommend one of these. The folding part's not really useful to me. All that's important is single bevel, and it's high carbon steel, so it's nice and easy to maintain, and you get lovely patina wherever acid has been on it. So that could be lemon juice, that could be onions, it could be rhubarb. There's all sorts of things I've cut with that. So that's it.